And this is just so cool. JavaScript is taking over the world in a very good way, in a way that makes programming accessible to everybody.
Historically, it's been a small little thing, a part of what a lot of people do in their day-to-day, but obviously over the last 10 years or so, it's grown into something much bigger.
JavaScript's got this really, really incredible power, and there's a lot of really interesting learner resources making JavaScript more and more accessible.
It's the only language that the browser runs natively.
So I think conferences like this are really good for giving people insight into what is out there.
Look at what the web can do. This is really cool stuff and we're really progressing it.
I've seen such varied JavaScript presentations. They run the gamut. So wherever you fit, you can get very low level to very high level. Just like the lady just spoke about automata. What is automata? And I was like, wow.
Today we're talking about genetically evolving cellular automata, or just cellular automata.
And I think a lot of materials and resources around JavaScript, things like Free Code Camp, are really making it easy for people to sort of onboard themselves and come into the community.
We can help engage and sort of bring other people in through fun sort of hack days and things like that.
One of the things that really strikes out at me is how much they really care, both in the selection of speakers and the whole messaging around this inclusivity message. That's been remarkable.
Open source is about community and getting that right and making it inclusive and making people feel happy and welcome.
Put a lot of effort into making it really welcoming and diversity and making sure that everyone feels safe. So I really appreciate that. It's a really kind of nice environment. I think it's the first time I've ever been to a conference and nobody's remarked on the fact that I'm female as well, which is really nice. I'm a web developer at the BBC, so I was here to talk about accessibility.
So here's some good practices for visual accessibility.
Earlier today there was an amazing talk by James Halliday, who did a talk about really using technology in a community that really needs it.
It's called Peer-to-Peer Off the Grid. So I was down in Guyana and I've been working for this nonprofit NGO to bring a lot of peer-to-peer ideas into a completely remote, completely offline context.
I really like the picture of this chicken. So that's me. This is actually me controlling my BB-8 using web audio. Bringing Bluetooth into the browser, so using JavaScript, you can start connecting to physical devices around you and start controlling them with JavaScript.
People think of desktop software, they think of old compiled programming languages, but now it's all just web. It's latest Chrome and latest Node. It's actually a remarkable environment because it's kind of all the best new technologies you can use, but you can use them right now without needing to worry about browser compatibility.
I'm a senior UI engineer at Netflix, and I'm here to give a talk on ES Next, service workers, and the future of the web.
You've probably heard the word progressive web app, but all it means is a web application that looks and feels kind of like a native application.
I do programming and community stuff, so that's what I'm talking about. That's what I talked about at Scotland, so all about, because code isn't really important to me, that's the kind of it's not easy, but it's the easiest part of open source. It's about community and getting that right and making it inclusive and making people feel happy and welcome.
So how did all this start? I wrote a blog called Stop Lying to Newbies. People are learning to code. It's going to take more than 90 days, and we need to start saying that, because what happens is we start internalizing it after the 90 days and we still aren't job ready. We think something's wrong with us because we did what was told.
I really enjoyed the JavaScript plus music talks yesterday. There were two of them. There was like a talk about it and then a live demo of it. So MIDI controllers, which I have a lot of at home, as controllers that are feeding stuff into JavaScript, and then you're doing things in the browser in response to music or video or input from hardware.
I'd say there's a whole other world of technologies, libraries and fun things and useful things in JavaScript that you probably aren't even aware about, and I think you get to see it here.
I've enjoyed parts of pretty much every talk. What I really like is that several speakers have also mentioned about accessibility, which is amazing.
This year there's been so many different people doing so many different things, from VR to WebRTC and Bluetooth and just all sorts of interesting things that you wouldn't have thought possible with JavaScript.
ScotlandJS is the biggest JavaScript conference in the UK. So if we can do anything to help with that, if we can support that and really give back, I guess, a little bit into that community with the idea that maybe one day they'll see us and think, oh, I'd quite like to come and work for you, then obviously that would be fantastic.
I was getting on my plane. I was like, this is the first time I've been out to Scotland.
So coming out the train station, actually having cliffs, being in a venue where Arthur's Seat's just over there, it is amazing.
This is my first time in Edinburgh. I was told it was a beautiful city. No one told me it was going to be this sunny. So right now Edinburgh is showing me its best. So this is awesome.
It's been one of those things where I just always wanted to come to Scotland. I will admit wholeheartedly that when I was 12, I think I saw Braveheart something like 15 times. And I was like, I have to go. And hilariously, my husband's name is William Wallace.
Gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. Yeah, really, really good talks. Also, like, very polished. Very good tea breaks.
Tonic tea cakes. That's a win. You know, really good to get a chance to discuss JavaScript and keep ourselves up to date with that.
It's such a great way to get into programming for the web and doing extra things for the web and progressing the web.
I can't imagine talking to a greater bunch of people than people at a JavaScript conference because they're using my stuff. I care about what they think. So these are my people. I'm here for them.
Come to ScotlandJS because it's super amazing and I love this place and yes, I want to move here.